Most people spend way too much time trying to get other people to like them, trying to impress people, to be interesting, to get attention, to get validation, trying to chase someone who barely even notices them. And the crazy part is the more that you chase attention, the less that people actually respect you. You could feel it in conversations, you could feel it in dating, you could especially feel it in social groups. The person that tries the hardest to be liked is usually the one that people will value the least because attention works in a strange way. People naturally pay attention to the person who looks like they don't need it, not in like an arrogant way, but in like a very grounded way. Someone who just seems focused on their own life, their own goals, and their own direction. Think about the people that you naturally respect. They're usually not the ones that are begging for attention. They're building something, working on something, they're doing something meaningful with their life. They're focused on something that's bigger than impressing everyone around them. And because of that focus, people start paying attention to them. But most people, they try to do the opposite. They want the attention first, they want the validation, and they want people to notice them before they've ever done anything. And that approach just usually leads to frustration, especially in dating. People chase someone who isn't reciprocating. They text first every time. They overthink every conversation. They wonder why the other person seems uninterested. But attraction rarely works that way. Real attraction usually comes from seeing someone who is genuinely invested in their own life, someone who has direction and a sense of wanting to improve. Someone who even has their own momentum in a sense, because, momentum, that's attractive. When someone is building their life, it shows. Like they just carry themselves differently, they talk differently, they make decisions differently, and people just notice that. But the key is the people that are doing those things, they're not doing it for attention. They're doing it because they actually care about doing it, about building something meaningful. Like they're doing it for them. When I started building my business, I wasn't doing it for external validation or anything like that. I was doing it for me. But people start to notice and then they respect you. And it's not like fake confidence. It's just not through trying to impress everybody, but through real development. You're building skills, ambition, direction. When you start focusing on all those things, what happens is your attention shifts. You stop obsessing over whether someone likes you, and you stop caring about the validation because you're just too busy focused on your own progress. And ironically, that's usually when people start noticing you more, when you just stop caring. Because confidence that comes through real progress, it's a different kind of confidence. It's quieter, it's calmer, you don't need constant approval. And people can sense when someone is comfortable in their own path. And I think that kind of energy attracts the right people naturally in your life too. Not everyone, but the people who actually matter, the people who respect your growth and who value your ambition, those are people who are also building something themselves. It's people who aren't doing anything with their life. Those are the ones who will hate on you, rage bait you, or do anything like that. So ultimately, to become someone worth respecting, focus on building your life, your skills, your direction, and let the attention come as a side effect. What I always say with this whole building a business and running a for those who don't know, I run a multi-million-dollar business. I don't have a flashy Lambo, but if I ever were to buy a flashy Lambo, the Lambo is what makes the noise. I don't need to go out and tell the world that I make millions of dollars and that I'm a self-made multimillionaire. I don't do that. I'm very private. But when I will purchase something like a Lambo, that toy is what's going to make all the noise. So, build your life, let the attention come as a side effect, because when you focus on yourself long enough, eventually the focus will end up on you anyways. That's all I got for this video, you guys. I really appreciate the support on all the videos. We have a lot of fantastic topics. If you want to check out our page, please make sure to subscribe. Like the video, of course, if you found it useful. We have so much more content coming, and I couldn't be more excited to have you guys along for the journey. Until the next one.